support our legislation, and I'm hopeful and optimistic we can.
Another legislative area, Senator, has to do with home health care. And our viewers are very familiar with some of the controversies that have developed in this city in reference to home health care, but most of that has been aimed at Medicaid rather than Medicare. But let's talk about those systems and some of the problems that you were able to encounter in the home health care business, and some of the legislation that you're proposing, and what we might be able to do to assist you in making what you're trying to do much more widely known in the state of Tennessee.
Well, Dr. Haney, home health care is an excellent concept. And if people can be treated in their homes and don't have to go into a hospital or a nursing home, for example, we find that first off, it's more economical, costs less to treat them at home. And secondly, people seem to do better at home if they can get adequate home health care. So the concept of home health care is an excellent one. Now, what we've seen, though, is that there's been a virtual explosion in the cost of home health care over the past 10 years. And some of this can be attributable to operators, home health care providers, that simply provide health care at home that the recipient doesn't need and doesn't want. I mean, we've had instances of, for example, there are specialists who teach people how to speak when their vocal cords have been damaged or removed as a result of a cancer operation. We've had instances where some of these speech therapists, for example, will come by every day, sometimes twice a day, to see a patient at home, bill the home health care system thousands or tens of thousands of dollars, when one visit, perhaps a week, would have been satisfactory. Just a whole host of things like that. And so we're looking into this business of home health care to see if we can't make that more cost efficient and to slice out the abuse that's in it.
Very good. Senator, let's talk about the budget. As you've indicated, you're involved with the Appropriations Committee in the Senate. And you can give us some insight in terms of what is going on now with the budget and in terms of the economy in general, because many of us are simply confused in terms of whether or not we're coming out of this recession, or whether or not we're going deeper into a recession, and what should we do?
Well, I'm not sure I know precisely what to do, Dr. Haney. We have gone through the longest recession, really, since the Second World War in the past 18 months or 2 years. Now, it has not been the deepest recession since the Second World War, but this has been the longest recession since the Second World War, in the sense that we've had either no economic growth or negative economic growth for about 3 years. Interestingly enough, and I think your viewers might be interested in this, the last 3 years has been the only time since the Great Depression of the 1930s in which we had a net negative decline in economic growth when you compare it to the population generally. What's that mean? It means that the quality of life or standard of living of the average Tennessean has probably declined slightly over the past 3 years rather than getting better. Well, now, what's the outlook for the future? Most economists are telling us that this economic recovery that we hope we're in now is going to be an anemic recovery. It's not going to be a strong, robust recovery like we've had in times past. And I, along with others, as you know, are trying to take steps to stimulate the economy so that we will have a robust recovery. We will create a lot of jobs, and people will, their living standards will go up.
We had an opportunity, Senator, to see